Hi everybody, I wanted to talk a little bit about collecting movie posters today and how to spot the difference between an original movie poster and a reproduction movie poster. Here we have two one sheets. These were called one sheets for the 1976 movie Midway. And One sheets original movie posters were issued to the theaters by a company called the NSS, the National Screen Service. And the size on one sheets for 1976 was 27 inches by 41 inches. Reproductions are not going to be 27 by 41. They're going to be 27 by 40, which is a more common size today. So right away we can kind of tell that the one on the right is going to be the reproduction, while the one on the left is the original 1976 movie poster that was meant for theaters. And that's kind of the cool thing about collecting originals, was that the NSS, which handled all the marketing for the movies and these posters, managed all that. The originals were meant for the theaters, not for the public. And once they were, done running the movie, the theaters were supposed to either destroy them or return them back to the studios. And obviously, they make their way out into the public. Some of them do, and that's why they're collectible. Another way to tell here is to come in and in the mid-70s, almost all movie posters were issued to the studios folded rather than rolled. And if we look, you can see that this one is folded. It's fold lines, and that's fine. It doesn't affect the collectability of it. While this one over here has been rolled. Okay. Another thing to note is on the original, there's some studio advertising when in Southern California, visit Universal Studios tour, which is absent on the reproduction. And most importantly, while you get down here collecting these things, if you see at the bottom here is the NSS number. Now, this number down here means that that's the NSS number. The movie was from 1976, and it's the 116th movie that the NSS handled that year. So you always want to look for that number and make sure that that's on there if you're looking for originals as opposed to reproduction. Also, there's you can't really see it because of the frame, but there's some information down there. This, property of National Screen Service, so on and so forth. So there's some copyright information that's going to be on there. Another thing to note is the actual quality itself. Now, I don't know if you can see this, if my camera's going to pick it up, but the print quality on the original, let's find a nice little spot here, is just so much brighter and so much more focused. That's the original. Then if we pan over and look at it on the reproduction. The reproduction is generally, if you look at it, it's spotty. It looks like it was blown up and printed on a large inkjet printer, which essentially it was. It just doesn't have the crispness, clarity, and the saturation, the nice bright tight colors that the original does. Excuse me. Something else that's going on that I noticed too, and you'll notice these things, when comparing them. If you look on the reproduction, the entire image has been stretched vertically a little bit. It's been stretched along the vertical axis to kind of make it fit in there better. And you can notice this mainly by looking at the difference in the text. Look at the Midway text. It's been grabbed and, excuse me, stretched vertically, including the text up here too. So that's just a couple of things you look for and notice when trying to collect these originals. Obviously, when you're collecting them, you want to keep them nice and keep them behind UV glass and keep them protected. As I get a frog in my throat here, but other than that, I hope this video was helpful, and always be careful when buying off eBay, and make sure you know what you're getting. Thank you.